For the past 2 weeks, I've spent countless days in calls with people and getting the truth about TVN. There's been a lot to unpack, from lies, betrayals, scams, and alleged indecent exposure. This has been a long week, so just sit back as I tell you everything that I know. This all began as a little bit of fun to poke at them for attacking my co-host of the Vibe Setters podcast we do, and we'd invited them on here as a guest to teach people about community building and to have a little bit of fun with us. A few days later, they completely flipped. In the first few clips, you can see how unhinged they were from the start, which resulted in us getting onto it live on stream.
Explain why Hattygate just got timed out, everyone. The reason is he comes in here every time, he says hello to a couple of our community members, but never says hello to Nina, never says hello to me either.
And it's quite rude,
He just comes in, and we talked about it a few nights over. We wouldn't dream of going in his chat
and not talking to him.
And not say hello to him first. It's just rude, arrogant, and I think is pretty out of order, to be quite honest.
This I could understand, and I could even see as fair enough, maybe, if you wanted to explain that to them and, you know, you didn't want any hostility off of them. I could see that as fair, but then what he says next is just like, what?
Him and his community have been nothing but hostile anyway, quite a lot of them, so we get it everywhere in Rocket League for some reason. Like, we've been coming up through the ranks, and like loads of people in Rocket League just seem to like just use our place as some sort of like.
When he first came in, he just put exclamation mark lurk, didn't even say hi to me, nothing.
He only done exclamation mark lurk is because there's a few members in here that come to his.
Yeah.
And what he was doing is making his presence known, so those few that come here feel guilty. They're like, oh, like they shouldn't be here because he puts the lurk in there to show that he's here. Like, yeah, it's a real weasel way of doing it.
As you can hear, they accuse Haddy of a lot of things, like attacking their community, being hostile, and only coming around their channel to manipulate his own community members. He was literally hosting the podcast that they're coming on the next day. And then later they doubled down on this.
This is the 4th or 5th time he's done it. I could almost be forgiving if it was just once or twice, but he does it all the time, and not once has he said anything to me or Nina. So every time he's been here, he's never said a word to either of us. So, you know, it's our channel. So it's rude, arrogant, nothing more. All right? I'm not going to explain it again. If you want to take it out with me in a DM, I'll gladly chat to you about it, mate. But I'll tell you all about them, lot, and how hostile they've been towards us as a community.
Later on, I come round their channel to try and see what had happened, and oh man, I was not prepared for what was coming. They just went off on one at me for even questioning that Haddy could attack them. Like, if it was me that was getting said to maybe being cheeky, I could understand that, but Haddy, no. It doesn't make sense.
That's all we did, was just time him out and just explained it, and then he didn't come back in and say anything. So I was just like, well, clearly he doesn't like us then, does he? So, and it's like the 5th or 6th time he's done it. So it's not like I was just being an idiot and just doing it because I'm tired and crap. It's just I just got fed up with it. It's like, you know, just say hi, doesn't cost anything, or just, you know. Yeah, well, Wanderer, why didn't he say that then after being timed out? Like, if he's busy, why doesn't he explain it? He's an adult, and he could have just explained it to us, Wanderer. We don't just do stuff for the sake of it.
Also, I hadn't realised that it was his podcast as well. In that case, I wouldn't go on it if he paid me, mate. So
it's like, well, don't come in there at all then, because if you're just going to talk to my community, but then can't be bothered to say hi to me when I'm the nicest person there is, and I'm such an easy person to get on well with.
I'm going to sum it up in one sentence.
It's just rude.
It's failed streamers clout chasing. That's all it is. You keep getting it through people. They're just clout chasing. Fuck them. Move on.
By this point, they had moved on from Haddy to banning me and attacking me for being rude. I'd only asked them what Haddy had done, and then they continued to rant for like a further 20 minutes, while saying all the while that they had only timed him out. It was completely delusional.
Oh, Ballistic Fury. I can't remember who he was. Yeah, these.
I only timed him out, and the fact he's making such a fuss about it, I'm gonna ban him for life now anyway.
That's what I mean. But the fact he was timed out, but couldn't be bothered after those 5 or 10 minutes, whatever it was, to then say sorry. You know, I didn't mean it like that. You know, I wasn't being rude, and explain himself, but he couldn't even bother to do that. And now he's clearly gone to you and gone to have a moan as we are the bad people. It's like, for God's sake, just grow up. With all the shit we've had the last couple of days, I can't be bothered for any more crap coming our way. And if I want to time somebody out for not talking to me for 5, and I've given them 5 chances, 5 chances is a lot compared to most. It's just like, nah, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not giving people any more chances. It's called rudeness. That is rude.
They're just failed streamers. None of them can get more than 10 people in their chat and they're crying. Don't worry about it. Move on.
I know, but it's just saying he's not done anything bad, okay? Like, done anything to you. Or to start off with, you want to walk up to your friends in the street and then not...
Done anything to you.
And
people
then...
know us better than that we don't respond to things just because they've done nothing to me. We're not kids.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean. It's like...
They then go on some weird way of attacking us for being too old to stream, but they're like 30-odd-year-old. I think it was like a Freudian slip or something. It was kind of funny.
It's like, at the end of the day,
better,
you're being rude. This is my stream. This is my community. And I like everybody to be treated with goddamn
annoyed.
respect.
They-
I'm just saying my point, though.
They hang around with kids.
If he
What do you
can't be
expect?
bothered to say hi to me and Jay and have a decent conversation instead of trying to talk to everybody else in my chat but me and do it 5 times, how's that not doing anything? So yeah, I'm done. But like I said, I'm not giving people the benefit of the doubt anymore.
They've had to join up together to make a half-decent podcast. We're going to be making a weekly podcast soon that's going to shit all over anything that they're even trying.
See, Faye says it's rude, and all my lot saying it's rude, and then he's
laugh
not
them
done
off.
it. He's not done anything.
Laugh them off. They're all 30-odd-year-old streamers that have failed.
They keep attacking us for our viewer count and shame us in many ways. Not that I care, to be honest. Like, I'm on a grind and I'm good with that. But they inflate their viewer counts insanely just to keep their ego in check. What I also found was hilarious is that their entire channel is PG and for kids, and they try to attack us for apparently hanging around with kids, which just simply isn't true for us, but is for them. In these last few clips here, I'm going to show you, you can really see how unhinged they actually truly are. And then they start attacking another streamer out of nowhere who they probably never even spoke to, except for maybe a few times. And then not just that, they attack every streamer ever. Making out that streamers who are in their channel are always here to just reap what they can from them, and then that's it, get what they can and run. But it's not true. Most people who are in your channel are just wanting to be there to be with you and be sound. It really spreads a hateful and toxic view of other streamers to the members of their community that are children who are also looking to be streamers.
We'll shake all this off, and tomorrow we won't bring up any of these little ball bags. If you notice, it's all streamers as well. Did I not say about this once before? Like, do you remember I said back along that streamers in your other streamers in your community will only just spread jealousy, and they'll just get angry when you make it and they don't. And this is exactly what I'm on about. Like, all of those lot have all tried to tell me what to do in my stream, what to do, and all of that. And I'm like, sorry, who are you? What? When have you ever been successful at any of this?
But it's not.
So it doesn't matter.
It's not just that though. What's the point of telling us what to do when we've been doing it fine up till those people were telling us what to do? No one had a problem before. We never had all these issues before. Me and Jay handle things. I
Not even all these issues. They're just a couple of streamers that are just.
Oh, imagine.
Anyway, most 90% of streamers are a problem in communities because they just see a community grow and they're like, oh, I wish I could do that. And instead of learning from it, what they do is they then just kick out at it. But that Haddy Gate's been chewing on his cheeks about us for ages.
But yeah, no. Oh my God, Jaden, imagine
And
like.
the gaming dietitian. Those two together, they're both little ball bags.
And Wanderer,
but-
I'd rather you, before you start getting like listening to your mate, you know, constantly. You should have been in my stream then and looked what happened the last.
He should have
5
done.
times.
He should have done his homework first. But the fact he didn't first
I know, I
means
just
he's
hate
got
it.
no respect for us anyway.
I know, and that means you've just been using us the whole time, Wanderer. So thank you. You're another one that I thought was a friend that clearly is not. So thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for showing me now,
I told you
Wanderer.
they were using you, didn't I? I did call this, didn't I? Did I not call 9 out of 10 of these streamers to be clout chasers?
And that's where the stream goes down and cuts off, but they said a few more things while live that I replied to on Discord. One weird comment cut was that we were inviting them onto the podcast to catch them out about the OnlyFans, which I didn't know anything about up until that point. Because they attacked us on stream, we thought instead of cancelling the podcast, we would just do a normal one and discuss why they weren't there doing it with us during it. Afterwards, over 15 people have came through and put their story across about the toxicity, scams, and as previously said, indecent exposure that has happened on the TVN channel. These weren't dumb mistakes, accidental things, or young people being too stupid to know better. We have screenshots from multiple sources, interviews with past and current mods, as well as community members and team members that have all contributed to this. And the first thing we'll talk about is the toxicity. Right, so you were part of the original mod crew.
Yeah.
And it was you, Swift, Shadow, and who, sorry?
We had Quentin Chaos, but then BFG Sloth was in there for a bit. So what happened was he had a falling out with Quentin Chaos and very rudely kicked him out of the Discord. So Swift Shadow then followed him, and then the day after they messaged me basically saying what happened. And because I'm good friends with Quentin Chaos, I decided at that point that enough was enough, so I left as well. But at the actual time, I left on good terms. We had G2A as a partner who were paying them like probably about £20 a month to stream, and G2A would then they'd come to us and say, look, if you push our links as well, maybe we can do some work with you down the line. For a few of the other streamers that are in there, sort of like obviously helping them out as well. He started trying to accuse us of basically trying to take the light away from them and ruin their partner push because we were trying to do stuff with G2A, which was never even like the case. So he got very possessive over that. So at that time, I mean, when we did fall out, I basically went to a couple of people that were like sponsoring them and stuff like the other, and saying basically this is how your people who are sort of showing off your brand are acting. Yeah. And when he saw that I liked one of Fender's tweets on Twitter, he then sent me like 3 really like viral messages on Twitter, basically calling me maggot and a snake and never speak to him and her again, this, that, and the other. And yeah. It was just like, what? I haven't spoke to you since like last August, and you're now attacking me out of the blue. Even though I haven't spoke to you in nearly a year, and I was like, it's fine. Like, you'll have your day.
I spoke to Fendler and asked him what was going on, and the wild thing was that Fendler had never spoken to TVN before 2 weeks ago, where they had just randomly started barraging him with these tweets. And you can see these tweets on TVN's Twitter, a lot of toxic attacks, and then you can see a lot of other toxic attacks that they do to other streamers. When speaking to another one of their mods from like a later group of mods that they also banned, they had this to say about them.
He came into my stream, right? I said Jay and that, right? It was so funny because I legit, my last message to Jay, right, before I banned was like that I didn't want to end off like on a bad like message, you know? But apparently he didn't like that, right? And so comes into my stream with like 4 of their members all just trying to be super toxic towards me. I just found it funny because they made all that effort, but like they just boosted my views up. That's all I care about. But I like how it was me, Shot, and Dom, right? We were legit telling so many people what they were doing, right? But all of them just thought we were lying. It was mad. And I was legit like saying how fucking indoctrinated these kids are because of what they've been saying to them. There's like a Discord group that me, Shot, Dom, and that are in, right? Yeah. With like some other people that were part of TVN. Bro, there's so many screenshots in there, right? First one, the OnlyFans incident, right? A channel point, like redeem option, right? It was basically 100k channel points to get a role in their Discord and some pictures, nudity pictures, and basically they would just send you the pictures of what they said that they were gonna send. Second one, them trying to get them like fucking cigarettes, fucking buy them alcohol and shit, right? It's mad.
I have the screenshots he was talking about, plus a few more that highlights the worry that the kids of this supposedly PG channel had during their massive push for sexualized content. This was a reoccurring theme with everyone we interviewed. It was the worry for the kids, and that was the reiteration. If it wasn't a PG channel, we wouldn't care.
When they were doing that thing like trying to sell news, they were actually openly advertising in Discord. And bearing in mind, I'd say about 95% of the people in that Discord are aged between 12 to 16 years of age. What they were advertising on their Discord at that point was they were saying, if you buy this video, like you do something or subscribe to us by this amount of money, we will come into Discord live and literally do that live in Discord so they can watch. And I think that's just absolutely vile. Especially knowing that because they play with viewers and at the time they stream, which since they've been doing for the last few years, a lot of their viewers are children.
And I completely agree with them. It's disgusting, and they will try and say that because they don't do it now, it won't matter. But that's because they've managed to keep it under the carpet. But even if the past should stay in the past in some of your eyes, that doesn't stop the consistent and continued scamming and manipulation of the majority kid audience that they have. They do it to this day, and I have proof of that too.
Oh, I bet you don't even know about the NFT scam, do you? One point, I don't know if I can find all the screenshots and shit, but they were trying to make me and some other like people that have got money pay for a NFT where you get a 1% ownership into TVN. Yeah, you're owning an NFT of this spinning TVN logo and shit, and it was meant to be like this next big thing. It's gonna be worth. You're gonna get to have like a bunch of contribution to TVN. You're gonna make all your money back within a month and shit like that. And so I went to everyone else was like, don't buy this shit. And they've scammed me out of multiple games and money and shit. They were promising me that once a week I'd get certain games and shit from their old sponsor and all of that. Even when I did win one of their tournaments and stuff, they wouldn't give me my rewards. And then I literally had to threaten them with DDoS attack, exposing information to them just to get them to pay my friend KP. They never even paid me.
Not only do they try to shill NFTs and beg for money like they're poor while sitting in a studio they rent solely for streaming, they also push fake giveaways.
Just a lot of stuff happened. Like a couple of years ago, they done a Christmas giveaway where they got a lot of people to go into their channel to sub and gift bits. And they were giving away an Xbox Series S, which amazingly I won, even though I was a mod. But then I never even got that Xbox. It was just basically a scam. And I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's something I can send you where like they were trying to get people to donate, and they put this long-winded story on there. Where at the beginning of the story, they were basically saying they're going to lose their house if they don't get this money. Then at the bottom bit, it was like it changed to, oh, actually, we're trying to get a gaming PC.
And that just spells it all out. Manipulation at its finest. All done with a smile and a stab to the left kidney. Even now they beg for money on their Discord. Here's a message they posted just the other day. Like, honestly, Jay Nina, I have to ask you, because I know you'll be watching this. At what point do you look at yourself in the mirror and ask, am I a good person? You put on this like Lazy Town Stephanie persona, but you come out looking like Robbie Rotten. When's enough enough? One of the last things I asked during the interviews was if it seems like a cult, and what everyone's opinion was on the matter overall.
I think the sad, let's just put it this way, the sad thing about them is they're using depressive things, so saying they're broke, saying they can't afford this, that, talking about their parents dying and all this shit, we need help and all that crap. Whilst living they have a bungalow with a lot of square footage, a Jaguar, a Ford, a van, some other car, some massive driveway, a couple of acres of land in Cornwall, plus now got a whole office space and shit, and they're giving out a persona that they're poor, they constantly need help and support from people. Then there's more than like just one thing. It's not like just viewbotting, just manipulating in one way. They do so many different things in so many different ways.
I think he can be very manipulative, and he's very good at sort of getting people in to believe in his side of everything. And he's very good at then, like, if you do something against him, to get all those people to come to you to like attack you. He's very good at manipulating people.
So TVN, that's it. It's all there. It's all out. You did it to yourself. You've been creating your own villain since you begun, and you sealed it off by attacking a friend. Had you never mentioned the OnlyFans, things might have been different. But your paranoia, lack of accountability, and complete and utter idiocy means that you've failed. You did it to yourself. Not so bad for a failed streamer.